Hey, only a minute
Hey,
late.
hi. TJ, you sound like you're talking on like 1.5 speed.
Hello, it's me, Teej. I'm here. I hung out with you too much, probably.
I know, you're like talking fast. What is this?
I'm from Massachusetts. We all talk fast.
Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah.
In Massachusetts, doesn't just go to car in the pot.
Well,
like
that's the accent, but also
that's the
everyone talks.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's fast.
Trash, can you do that again? Because that was the worst.
Trash,
thing
do that the whole episode,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
But
That's
we
like, I
won't.
can only say car in the park. That's like all I. That's all I
Well,
can.
where do you park the car?
Harvard Yard,
park.
of course.
Yeah, Harvard
what?
Yard. You pack the cat.
Harvard
Harvard Yard.
In what?
In Harvard
Yeah.
Yard.
I don't even know.
Harvard Yard.
Oh, Harvard Yacht. Oh.
Hey, welcome to the Stand-Up. We are having a very special episode today. Today we have Casey Moratori, very common guest on this show, and he apparently has a bit of a keyboard affinity, and we're going to be chatting about keyboards today. Also with me is TJ, Balatro Wizard, and Trash. He has one password for his entire family, and it's been leaked several times. So
We
Casey,
appreciate you conserving. It's kind of like eco-friendly,
It
right?
is.
Like he's saving the environment one password at a time.
oh,
Can I do?
one
Yeah.
password. Anyways, sorry.
Ooh, is
Can't
that a
believe
pour over? Is that a gentle pour over you're doing there, Prime?
I am doing a little bit of a pour over right now. I just figured a little bit of coffee for the stand-up would be a good move.
Very nice.
That is fancy.
Or are we filming a podcast right now?
We had considered it.
Time out. Is that coffee, Casey?
This? No, this is tea.
Okay. I was about to say, I was like, that is mud water. You should not be drinking that.
No. That's tea, my friend. It's actually like mango tea.
Okay. I'll allow it then. All right.
You know what? You don't get to allow anything in Casey's life, Trash.
It's true.
Okay, he's
It's
an
true.
adult. He can make his own choices.
Oh, that's tea? Okay, I'm sorry. Cool. Cool.
Speak for yourself, Prime. I would appreciate some commentary on my beverage choices from Trash. I want to hear that. I want to know. Maybe I'm making some very, very serious mistakes when I fill up my cup in the morning.
Okay, fair.
Could be.
I mean, is it terminal coffee?
So here's the thing, I'm a Windows user. How am I going to order terminal coffee?
Putty.
SHH? I don't even know.
Idiot.
Casey, we know that you have many Linux servers sitting around.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
That you don't even need a GUI attached to them to order.
Okay, all right. SHH? What do you guys use? I can't
Yes, that's the
remember.
word.
I don't think I can use it.
Is it secure?
Many are still wondering that on Hacker News to this day.
Yep.
I actually do like the idea of being able to order things from a command prompt if you're already in a command prompt. Like, I love the idea. I'm kind of surprised, actually, that you haven't taken over the world already. I'm assuming that's because the only thing you can buy on there is just some coffee. You need like Amazon, but it's all accessible just from the terminal, right? I mean, I assume that's the eventual goal.
I don't know if that's the goal.
No?
But I do like the idea of selling other items other than just coffee, and
Okay.
even being able to sell stuff that say is like more drop shipped or is able to be shipped from countries in which we currently do not sell in, because it is very difficult to get coffee all around the world and all that. So we are only available technically in Europe and in the Americas.
It's pretty good.
Good sourced coffee.
Thanks, Trash.
Thanks, Trash.
Trash approved. Okay.
That's
but
actually,
we're putting that on the bag, dude. Nice.
that seems like a good segue into this stream, which is like gear talk. Are Trash and I the only two keyboard fiends on this particular podcast,
Wait,
or
Trash, you're a
are you
keyboard-
guys keyboard fiends as
I
well?
wouldn't say I'm a fiend, but I have a good number of them that I will
Yeah.
share.
So it's kind of interesting because I feel like me and Prime probably have the goofiest keyboards, but I only own one,
Okay.
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's like, you know how when people are like, oh, there's only like left and right politically, and then someone's like, oh, you got to get out the compass. I feel like this is
Right.
us for keyboards right now.
Okay.
Like, we got to get out
Okay.
the keyboard compass here.
Okay.
Of like, are you an authoritarian keyboarder or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Gotcha.
definitely some sort of SWOT analysis diagram of keyboards about to happen right here. All right, so since
Teej's
I
keyboard.
know very, very little about keyboards, other than I type and I'm very fast at them, you want to give us like a walkthrough, maybe like an intro into keyboards for all of us, and then kind of, Casey, maybe tell us why you choose yours and what makes an excellent keyboard and why is everybody else's opinion wrong. Oh, TJ.
I also want to know how you got into keyboards, Casey.
Yes. It might even be better. How did you get into keyboards?
Okay, so this is I have to say this very carefully in case you guys ever want sponsors that are involved in keyboard manufacturing on this program, so I'll simply say I used to use a particular brand of keyboard that I liked well enough, but I had to replace it like every year because like a key would eventually die.
Microsoft keyboard.
No.
Okay.
But that's
Logitech.
probably true as well. It didn't happen to me.
Developers, are you tired of code reviews that just say looks good to me, or here's 7 things I need you to change that are irrelevant to the PR? Well, meet CodeRabbit, AI reviews right inside your editor. Starting with VS Code, Cursor, and Windsurf, sorry, no Vim yet. Hit review and bam. Out comes feedback even before you open a pull request. CodeRabbit can help flag bugs that your vibe coding with your LLM bots missed. And with one easy click, it can send all the context back to your favorite agentic tools for quick fixes line by line. CodeRabbit offers a generous free tier with up to 50 code reviews per day. Grab the extension now at coderabbit.link/Primeagen-VS Code. Links in the description. And ship cleaner code today.
And so about 2 or 3 years ago, I can't remember exactly when, maybe 2 years ago, I was just like, all right, look, I'm just going to learn about keyboards, and I'm sure that I can go out there in this world of like, I know there's keyboard fanatics out there. There must be a keyboard that I can buy that I will like that will be like super durable, and I can just have that keyboard for like the next 10 years and not think about it anymore, right? And so that's what started me down this road. And it went from that relatively simple proposition. And this is how they get you, right? It's like the schoolyard dealer or whatever it is. It's like they get you with this one little thing you want. I just want a little bit nicer keyboard or something. And, you know, now today it's like I make these myself by buying various like mod kits and the base keyboard and different switches and keycaps, and I put them all together. And I didn't even notice that happening to me. Like, I didn't notice this happening to me. I've gone all the way full. So, anyway, does that answer that question first? Yeah,
I
just
have
to
a
answer that question.
You're telling me that it's just a desire to have a product last longer than 1 year
Yes.
is how big industrial keyboard complex gets you?
Yes, yes, yes. But it's
We-
actually
we have fallen.
small keyboard. I don't know. It's like niche keyboard people get you. That's how they get you. You know, it's like the Arch Linux experience or whatever. It's like it doesn't work on a lot of people, but when it works, that's it. You're in, right? You've gone down that road and you're never coming back. Right?
The lifetime value on the people who buy one custom keyboard kit, oh boy, you are happy. That's a big capture for that LTV, boys.
Yep. So that's what happened. That's what happened to me. And so I happen to be using now, I use the Keychron. This is the base keyboard is a Keychron. They're super heavy. This thing I'm lifting up now is probably like 10 pounds or something.
What material is it?
It's solid metal of some kind. It's nuts. I don't know. It's like spent uranium, right? It's ridiculous how heavy this thing is.
I want a tungsten keyboard. Like, I want a 50-pound keyboard.
This is, when you pick this up, that is what you will think you are holding. It is shockingly heavy. I've never held a keyboard that was this heavy before, but it's nice. It stays where you put it, and that's pretty great. The only thing I will say, the Keychron, so the stock model Keychrons, these guys here, which these are custom keycaps. That's not what it would look like normally. The stock models, when you get a keyboard, there's a couple different things that will determine like the feel and the sound and that sort of thing. Sound in particular, the body of the keyboard plays a big role in that, believe it or not. So the stock Keychrons, they feel too crispy to me. They're very like, they have
What's
like a
crispy?
lot of
What does that mean?
tinny, like a lot of treble.
Like sun chips?
Yes.
Treble.
Like the sunshine bag is what you're trying to say.
Like metal, like the feeling of hitting metal a little bit too much. Like your feet, you're hearing that it's like a little bit pingy, and you
It's like a little
feel
spring
it.
sound, like a echoes
Maybe
almost.
not necessarily, not like the Switch. So not like the old IBM keyboard, those like clang, 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 clang ones or anything like that. But it's a little crispy is the best way.
I can't. We're clipping that,
Crispy
dude.
Prime. It's
That's the
crispy,
new
okay?
intro to the stand-up. Clang, 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 clang.
It's just a little bit crispy, is all I'm saying.
All right.
So what you do is you open them up and you mod them by putting in like poron foam and a PEB there's all these like inserts you use, because if you open these up stock, there's very little actual padding in them. And so I add a bunch of padding to them, which you can buy aftermarket. You can buy aftermarket ones for this. So you don't even have to cut it yourself. You just
Like
buy them.
pillows for your keys?
Does that make what the kids call thonkiness? That's what make your keyboard go thonk, thonk, thonk. as
Thonk
opposed
is
to
usually
clank,
like a
clank, clank.
brown switch.
I see what you're asking for. It's really not quite that. That's more just like I think you're talking about Thock, Thok.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right.
Thockiness?
Thock, thocky.
Thick? Do you have thick keys?
It's
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I had to make it.
Not thonk. I put an N in there. Okay, I sound like an idiot. Yeah, thock.
Thock.
Thocky.
Thock is the overall quality of a sound you're looking for. They use that to describe that like right kind of noise. I can't
Here, I
make
think I
it with
got
my
it.
mouth.
Here's
Thocky
some
keys.
here's some pinks. Here, hold on one second. Let me get this.
Okay.
Kind of thought.
Okay.
Is that thock?
I mean,
I think so.
here's the thing I will say.
that what the kids
Despite
call
being
Thock?
very into building my own keyboards, I never really know exactly what people are talking about with Thock. You go online and you hear lots of like keyboard demo things. They all sound pretty similar, and a lot of them that I would have thought are Thocky, they're like, that's not Thocky, or this is, so I'm not gonna say. I can't comment. I'm not an expert.
I
I'm
feel
just
like
into it.
this is the meme with the butterfly where the guy, he's looking up and Prime is just holding up keyboards. Is this Thock?
I know. Someone said that's not thock. That was creamy. I didn't even realize there was a creamy category. Okay, is this one thock? Just quick
People
question.
are just making things up. Everyone's just making things up.
That's more
Man,
clicky.
I love that sound. I'm my eyes almost like roll to the back of my head. I was like, oh.
Trash, hold up, Trash, hold up.
There's that sound.
First, Trash, you're asking if the keyboard's thick, and now you're saying you love that. Trash?
I'm a big ASMR guy. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
You should not say that. Okay, I don't know if you've been on the internet, but ASMR is not keyboard clicking
ASMR
sounds.
is
Okay.
cool.
So yeah, I mean, I love these things. I will enrage everyone in chat now by revealing that not only do I not want thockiness or clicky keys or any of those things, I like it to be squishy. Sorry, Trash.
So like a
don't know.
membrane?
Oh, that's why
let's
you put
hear
the
it.
little sponges underneath your keys? Oh, dude, I hate that.
Okay.
It's like it's like those keyboards that have like those like that silicone thing underneath them. Like some
Yeah.
of those stock keyboards. It just
Yeah.
it feels like you're like typing on a keyboard that has like saran wrap inside of it. It's
Well, no,
disgusting.
that I would hate too, but I want that smooth, like I'm just flying through the night on an owl's wings. I want that feeling, right?
So you just like typing on a keyboard.
Relatable.
right?
What are you doing?
Yeah, it comes from I held this up before. It comes from this problem. When I was little, I had Amiga computers, and it's like chasing that first, it's that first experience you're trying to get back the whole time. And those were they had a really nice soft squish to them. And so I always wanted that back, and this is the first time I've ever been able to get it. So so I'm actually using silent switches in this. That's a type of category of switch, as opposed to the kinds what no one wants those except me apparently, but I love it. So
Okay. So just help me for a quick second. I know chat won't be able to see this as well. But on the matrix of Thock and Squish, are you telling me there's also what's the other one? There's creamy as one,
What about clicky? There's like a clicky.
yeah, clicky as well,
and then clicky.
Yeah, I mean I can hold it.
This is not how charts work, Prime.
Well, I
It's
know, but
not.
this is one of those things. It's like, where are you? Are you Are you right here? Are you more on the squishy side?
Yeah, but the
Oh yeah,
the
I put it on the wrong
categories
thing.
have to
Yeah,
go on the
yeah.
lines.
I didn't want to write over the line, and then I realized I totally did this incorrect. Okay, my
That's
bad.
not
My
how
bad.
graphs work.
Yeah. Okay, so it'd be squishy up here. Sorry. Okay, there we go.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna go back in shame to this.
Is that what you're?
Yeah, well,
I was
just
wondering
forget-
why Prime looks so focused. He was making.
Don't
this
forget that
graph
happened.
the whole
Yeah, I'm doing a
time.
proper stand-up and not paying attention. Okay,
Josh,
I'm doing
cut
things
that
up.
out in post. Josh, just say Prime.
I mean, look. We can do this here. So this, I don't know if anyone can see. You probably can't even
It is
focus on this.
completely-
It's too
Yeah.
blurry.
Oh,
we
there
go.
we
we go.
go. What is
Right.
that?
So I'll just show you. This is a standard blue switch. This is, I think,
Oh, I love blues.
Right, the blue switch, which
Yeah, I'm a
this
big
is
blue guy.
it's not a Cherry MX blue, which is probably the more standard kind, but it's a similar kind. This is a Kael'th box jade.
I thought they were
which
called
is-
Callies for a long time. I thought they were called Callies for a long
You're
time.
probably right. I have
no, they're-
no idea how to pronounce it.
They're
Let's
kale.
call it kale.
You're right. They're actually called kale.
Okay. This is even clickier. So if we do it, so here's the blue. I'll hold it up. You hear that?
I love.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm on
Okay.
Trash's team. That is the best.
This is
Okay.
about to get age restricted.
Right, yeah, I know. We're gonna get
we go. Here comes the age
demonetized, unfortunately. But here, a Kael'th box jade is way harder core clicky. So if you're clicky, you want this.
Oh yeah.
You hear that?
Yes.
I need
Right.
a harder click though. That
Man,
click's
that's a
kinda
good
weak.
way to make your coworkers
No, this
hate
is
you.
way harder. You put a Kael'th box jade in there, it's way harder to push. It is stiff. Like these things are. You want thick.
stiff, yep.
This is stiff.
Stiff
And
and thick, all right.
these are also box switches. So box switches are ones that have a box around where the keycap inserts, so they don't wobble. You know, normally you put your finger on a key, you can kind of move it a
Oh
little
yeah, you
bit
can
side
move
to
it.
side.
It has a little bit of play.
Well, it's okay. We can see if we can see this in here. There's a box right in there, like that holds it. Do you see how there's
That's
a
what box
square?
means.
See?
Oh my god.
That's what a box
Right.
means.
As
no,
opposed
because
to
they always-
normal,
because
the
I never
normal
understood why
switch.
it's a box jade. Like, why is it a box jade? I didn't know that.
The normal switch is just the little nub, right? So there you go. So anyway,
Oh, trash. Nice.
that's how that goes. But anyway, that's what determines more of the clickiness, stockiness thing. The switches and the keycaps are going to be more of that. The body is more. I mean, think of it like a fine guitar. That's where the resonance comes from, where the other tones come from, right? But it starts with the switch and the keycap, obviously.
Okay. What is the switch in the keycap? What is that in relation to the guitar?
The strings and the
I don't.
bridge,
Fretboard?
fretboard. I don't know.
Pickup and strings. Okay, pickup and strings. Okay.
Hold on, I want to show you my keyboard, Casey.
Yeah,
I
let's
think
do
you'll-
some trash
I
show and
think you'll
tell here.
appreciate it.
Trash, and click it next to the microphone, dude. We need to
Oh, tell me
hear
if you
it,
can
too.
hear this.
Oh, look at that bad boy.
Can you hear that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can.
Oh, yeah.
So these are the brown tactile keys. So I got into keyboards not too long ago. I went to a startup and everyone was like half my age. And like I was like the kind of person that just used the default keyboard, whatever's on my desk that my work gave me, I would just use happily.
Yeah.
But then all these like Zoomers were just look so cool with like their keyboards, and they're like literally everyone was on my team, and I was just like looking around.
Peer pressured by
Dude, I
19-year-olds.
felt like it was like the meme where the guy with the backwards hat, he's like, "Hello, hello, fellow kids," or whatever. That was like literally me. So everyone was like having their clicky clacks, and like I just came in, and I was just like, dude, like I felt so out of place.
So when you pulled out your keyboard, were you like kind of ashamed? You're like, oh, yeah, I just
Well,
borrowed
they-
this one. My keyboard's at
My
home.
other one's
I,
in the
like,
shop.
I have another
My other one's in
keyboard.
the shop.
This is what happened. I literally, like, first day, first week, I get to my desk, plug my laptop in, got a new laptop. They already have, like, a keyboard at my desk for me, which is, like, the default Mac one, which is, like, super skinny and flat.
Yeah.
And I just start typing on it, and they're all just, like, looking at me. They're like, is he not gonna switch that out? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then, like, it was funny. They had typing competitions. This is amazing. So you could type the fastest, but at the same time, they all had, like, blue keys. So it was, like, clicky clack clack. But anyway, it looked so cool, and they all had like crazy color schemes, and I was like, man, I got like really sad, and then like I went online and just like bought like 3, and I was like,
Question.
sup? And just
Question.
Yes.
Question. When you came into the office with yours, A, did you hope that people were going to be like, whoa, trash? And B, were you a poser? You know, like you're the guy
I was
that
100%
shows
a
up.
poser.
Oh,
How
long ago was
that?
just carrying the
Yeah.
old keyboard.
How's that good Jira task going? Oh, okay. Anyways, I'm gonna be over here.
I'm
on my
just here with
desk.
my new keyboard.
If you
that
need
I
anything,
got.
I'll be over here on my keyboard.
Oh,
one
wait,
thing
hold on. Can you lift that back up? Can you lift it back up? Do you have the HJ, K, and L colored black on there? That's pretty
Nice,
based. That's
trash.
pretty based.
I do. So
Oh, and you got a custom F12.
yeah,
custom
I
escape in
have,
F12.
Okay, so I have, dude.
Yeah.
I like geeked out real hard.
Oh yeah.
So I have like these
Okay,
two.
Trash, but stop. Before you go further, is this the very first one, or is this like several iterations later?
No, this is actually the first one I ever got.
Okay.
So I have 2 versions of it. I don't want to unplug this other keyboard, but I got this one, and then I switched out keys with another one. So I have a bunch of hentai keys.
He actually sent me a bag of hentai keys also.
I sent Prime some hentai. So I brought this into the office. Didn't get in trouble, luckily.
My wife threw them away. Just FYI, they
Oh,
never
no.
made it.
Now we're definitely gonna
Did
demonetized.
not happen on my keyboard.
But yeah, dude, I went all out, just like color schemes. But then I got these.
Trash, has your
Naruto
wife seen your
custom
keyboard?
keys.
Which
Oh, yeah, I
she's
don't
been
use this key-
describing as thick
I
and,
got this
and
one out of the
amazing.
closet. She's embarrassed whenever she sees it. She's like, I can't believe I'm married to you. And I'm like, I can't believe it either. And I'm like, I agree with you. I'm like, fair. I feel the same way. But then I got these cool like Naruto custom keys. So there's like a Ninetales and Susanoo. And they're like
Trash.
acrylic.
Quick side note.
Hold on, what's that?
Prime didn't even know about the Rock Lee scene where he drops his weights.
That is better. Now I will be able to move freely.
Come on, you really think you'll be able to get through Gaara's defenses just by dropping a couple of pounds of weight?
Yeah.
What about
I
that
saw
scene?
nothing. Yeah.
He didn't even know it existed. I was trying
It's
to
like the
reference it.
hardest scene in all of anime culture, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I was embarrassed to be known by him.
I'm gonna stand up.
That's
with a
the
bunch of
hardest
boomers.
scene.
Dude, it's so hard. Crazy hard.
Okay.
It goes,
Crazy hard.
it's sick.
I guess
Here's another one, too.
I will never like anime if that's the case.
Is it bad time to mention that I have no idea what you're talking about at all?
That's okay, Casey.
It's okay.
You're all right.
It's okay.
You're safe.
All right,
You're safe.
Sweet, good.
Yep.
Good to know.
But yeah, my story into keyboards isn't really anything complicated. I just wanted it to look cool. And then once I bought the first one, and I saw Milky have this keyboard on stream, it's the GMMK Pro. And I was like, dude, this is clean because it lights up like with, you can change like the LED backlights. But this thing weighs like 10 plus pounds.
Yeah.
I took it
Trash,
to
so
work
not
and my
only
book
did you
bag.
copy it because of Zoomers, you went straight RGB right afterwards too.
Dude, man, I lost control. And then look, and then I was like, okay, maybe my wrist does hurt a little bit. And, and I was like, I don't know if it's like placebo from like seeing you all like, oh, my wrist hurt. And I was like, man, I think maybe my wrist hurt.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, fine. Let me try this shit. And then
If you got an
this,
Ergonomics,
I got the Voyager as my
gosh.
first split key. This thing
What?
was way too hard. Used it for 1 week, and it's just. If anyone wants to buy this from me, I will sell it to you.
What was that?
Dude, it's called the Voyager, and there's like 0 keys on it. I was so
what's-
confused.
yeah.
Where's the shift key?
Don't
Like,
get a
what is
Voyager.
this? Look at that. What is this? Oh my dude!
Well, you bought it.
All right, how much are you selling it for? How much? We got a lot of people in chat right now saying they'd
Okay.
buy it. What is the cost?
I'll sell it 10% below market price, whatever that is.
Trash, dude, you're doing this wrong. You can sell it above market price and sign it because you're a stand-up member.
50%.
Markup.
Spit on it or something.
Throw in a hentai key with that.
That's
Throw in a key with that,
On
key
it, and
cover.
you'll sign
You know
it.
what? I'll include some bath water.
All right. We got
There
something.
you
We
go.
should probably start, honestly, Trash, with what you're offering at this point, since it's such a comprehensive package for Trash.
Yes.
We should probably get an auction site going.
Yes.
We should auction it through SSH. We'll add a special spot in terminal.shop and we'll auction it off. Trash.
Only
You can-
trash. Onlytrash.com.
Onlytrash.com.
Dude, but I legit tried the split keyboard experience. I think like all my friends that do use split keyboards, they're like, you went to like hard mode because there's just way less keys.
Yeah,
you have to
that
use,
is
like,
a hard
layers
one.
and stuff.
That's a super hard one.
So I was like, okay, first this was a mistake. So maybe I might try it again with like a Moonlander or something. I don't know.
Why not just go for Kinesis?
Man, I tried your keyboard at the tower, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Prime's keyboard has software remaps so that all of the letters lie to you. You cannot base the experience
I
of
know,
split
that's
keyboards
true.
on Prime's keyboard.
Yeah,
It's
it
true.
literally had
It's
no
true.
keys on it, so you couldn't see it, and it was remapped, so it was like not even possible for your brain to understand it.
Yeah, it was.
How do you
you don't
learn
even have
that
labels on
keyboard?
your keys. They're just blank.
How did I
keys.
learn dude? How do you learn
Yeah.
your keyboard?
No,
Oh,
but
did you
without
lo-
labels on it. You just guessed where they were?
No, dude, brother, this is like iteration 3 of my keyboard. So
Okay, so it's the same one.
yeah, it just has
Okay.
nothing on it.
Keyboard's
That's all it is.
crazy.
It's just
Okay.
a blank space. Oh, look, TJ's flexing his.
Oh, wow, okay.
Didn't you bring an even smaller one to the tower, or is that the one from the tower?
No, that's the.
No, I brought this one.
Can you
I
hold
like
it
put
like
my
a
hands
gun?
on it, and I was like, I don't know.
Can you hold it like a gun, like Trash did?
Pew, pew, pew. I'll do it like trash.
yeah.
It's like the Nintendo glove. What's the Nintendo?
Power glove.
The power glove. That's what they remind me of.
Well, you learn what's on here. You can program onto it, Casey. You'd like that.
So, well,
It's in C, so it's fast. You would like it.
I have
Mr.
a question about.
Wait, hold on.
Wait,
laggy
Casey.
keyboard.
Wait, hold on. This is the set that I have.
Okay.
So I swapped the keys from these two keyboards for the HJK. The color
Ah.
scheme. So this is
okay.
blue keys and this is brown ones. So
Nice.
it's
I
like the
went-
Thock.
Unsurprisingly, keycap wise, as you can see, so if
It's
we
the same,
take
yeah.
the original Amiga keyboard, right, that is what the keys looked like. So I was like, I want them to look exactly like that. And so that is what I did. Same
It looks
exact
great,
color
though.
scheme, classic style.
I was
right?
actually going to ask you, why did you go like you were born in 1970s?
Because I was.
Okay.
That
That's
is
actually
one
the reason. Okay, this
Yes.
is fantastic.
Prime, this is why I was not expecting Casey to know the Rock Lee Naruto scene. Okay, this is why he gets the exception.
Yeah, I get a free
Okay.
pass.
Yeah, he gets a free pass on that one.
I get a geezer pass.
I'm a
Here's the
decade
thing.
older than you, TJ.
My other one does
I'm
have a
older than
little
you,
bit
though.
of flair. This is a keycap set that was a gift to me. So, but I like this one a lot too. This is my
I like that.
upstairs
I like
one.
just clean,
just
simple.
a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of flair. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
How much flair is too much flair?
You know, it depends what I'm doing.
Hentai.
I think I draw the line at hentai. Like if your oki is literally an O face, probably too much.
I don't know if that's where the line starts, but I know it's past the line. Like the line is somewhere before that, but that one.
Dude, my oki. Look at my oki. Hold on. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see her mouth. You can
This idiot, dude. Oh my.
Incredible. I'm just like, so I'm in Vim. I'm like, Control O.
Is this why you had to stop streaming, Trash?
Yeah, my stream was like really bad at one point. I don't know how I wasn't banned, but yeah.
Wow.
Oh, this is beautiful.
My
Trash, you know
keyboard
people-
setup is
this is public,
puritanical
by the way.
compared to this. Wow. Okay.
Okay, so hold on. So Casey, are you telling me you're not into the keyboard programming side of things? Like, are you a ZMK or QMK kind of kid? What are you?
I do not program a keyboard at all. I used to swap control and caps lock, or not even swap them, but just make caps lock be control back when I was an Emacs user, because holy cow, right? You were
Fair.
holding that thing down 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
But now that I go modal, I don't even bother with that because I don't need to hold down control at all. So.
Yeah, so you would have actually benefited from a thumb cluster, learning to press control with your thumb, and then it wouldn't have been nearly as, like, off to the side the whole time.
When I used Emacs, I actually briefly did try an ergonomic keyboard, and I never really quite, I don't know, I couldn't quite get in the groove that way. It was maybe like Trash's experience. I think I maybe went a little too ergonomic. Like, I probably should have started with something simpler. There weren't a lot of options at the time due to the whole born in 1970s thing. Nowadays, there's probably better options.
So they don't
but
make
yeah.
keyboards for people made in 1970s?
They actually do.
They didn't make them back then.
He's saying when he was trying earlier.
when I was
Trash.
trying.
I don't know if you know
Nowadays, I
this.
could get one, right? But
Have you seen the movie Flubber?
no, I've never
That's
heard
with
of the
the
movie.
little
Flubber.
green. That's Robin Williams, right?
Yeah, Robin
Yeah.
Williams. Okay, so you
Classic.
do at least know about Robin Williams. So if you would actually look in the Robin Williams photo, let me just bring it up for you right here. You'll notice right here in the Robin Williams photo, he's using a Kinesis Advantage 1. Oh. Yeah, chat can't see
From
it.
what
And
year
Men
is
in
this?
Black.
From what year is that?
1997.
old.
This is 1997.
Okay.
And then if you do Men in Black, I'm very dangerous here, but here we go. Men in Black, keyboard, Google. Let's see what happens here. So if you look at this one, this is the Men in Black one. This is also a Kinesis Advantage right here. It's one in Men in Black. So they've been around for a while. I think they got started in the late 80s. Or early
So
90s.
I probably could have gotten one then, I'm guessing, when I tried it, because it would have been like maybe late 90s, so they would have been available, but whatever the Kinesis 1 is, I guess, would have been available at that time. But yeah, I didn't have one of those. It was something weirder than that.
Did no one catch this joke? I'm
No, I got
dying
it.
over-
I didn't
I
even
got
hear
it.
it.
Trash.
I'm
The
not
chat
going
got
to
it
repeat
too.
it, but that was funny.
The edit will catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What joke?
You want
are
me
we
to talk about
talking
my keyboard, Prime?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Let's talk about yours.
All right, first we'll do some keys. I don't know if these sound good or not. I bought this from a random guy on Reddit, and then I've recommended him to like 100 other people. So shout out that guy on Reddit. I did not print this myself, but it is 3D printed, which is
Whoa.
cool. I feel
Okay.
like.
Oh,
So it's not as heavy, but
doesn't look
it fits
real.
your hand really nice. You know, so like Put your hands here. It feels good. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here, we'll turn it up all the way.
So I will say
Sounds
this.
okay.
I would probably be better at the split key, but I'm not a good like touch typer or whatever you
Okay.
call it, home row. So I think that was also like I realized like once I got a split keyboard, I was like, oh, I'm like reaching with some of my hands. So I cross over. Like I use like
Oh no, Trash! You come on, dude.
I'm with Trash. I do the same thing. That's one of the problems I had when switching to the ergonomic one. Is like I'm all over the place. I can't be tamed. I can't be tamed. I gotta be all over the place on that keyboard. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like you know how you're supposed to rest your hands on like the like pointing fingers on the J.
Yeah.
I'm actually shift over one.
Oh yeah, I should say
Because when I'm in Vim, I go like JK with my middle finger and ring
Okay.
finger. So I'm like, I'm super jacked up.
All right.
Yeah, I type with the correct fingers on stuff. I do need to say this is a Dactyl Manuform. I mean, one half of it. The other side still has other stuff connected to it. So I didn't want to unplug it all, but there you
Yeah.
go. So that's the kind of
I was
keyboard.
watching you type at the tower, and I was like, man, he's like a proper touch typer or whatever you call that. I was like,
Yeah.
skill issue on my end for
Dude,
sure.
you've typed for how many years and you still don't know how to do it right?
No, I type, but I type wrong.
Whoa! What do you mean? What is this right? How is that right?
yeah,
It's just
first of all,
something
what
that
do you mean
like
right? Yeah,
secretaries
Casey, what
came
do you
up with
mean?
in the 50s or something. Home row? What's that's you, I'm supposed to be the old guy here.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah.
All right, hey everybody, it was
Yeah.
great. And seeing this episode of the stand-up. We'll see you guys.
All right, TJ,
Yeah.
let's hear your keyboard, okay? Let's.
If you're still typing home row, man, you're stuck in the past. Home row is out.
Dude, I will gatekeep this. You're wrong.
Oh wow. Okay. Why?
Because it literally is designed to fit your hand.
The QWERTY keyboard?
Just keyboards in general. If you put your hands in the same position, everything's in the same position, and then you don't have to play the game of where's my hands.
Maybe for your ergonomic keyboards that's true, but a normal QWERTY keyboard was just designed because they didn't want the typewriter bars to get caught. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's very much not in the
No,
right
no,
place.
So I think
Like,
you guys are talking about different things.
Yeah.
Prime's
Yeah.
saying like the literal keys on the keyboard, regardless of what happens when you're typing them, like they're designed to be hit by certain fingers. The
Yeah.
layout QWERTY is not good,
Yeah.
and it is a fun historical fact that it was
Yeah.
like designed to slow people down.
Yeah.
No, it's
So
not
that they
designed to slow
couldn't-
down. It's just designed to have maximum distance between things hitting, and
Yeah.
so that way you don't jam your typewriter. But yes, TJ's right. It's not about the typewriter. It's about the fact that if you keep your hands in place, all the keys are accessible, and you don't have to move your fingers or you don't have to move your hands around. All keys are like that's the whole point of a keyboard. So if you don't put your hands in the right place, then you have to like move stuff around. You have to look down if you get off center. That's why they even have little nipples on the J and the F, so you can kind of feel it. So you don't even have
Does
to look
Trash
at it.
have does Trash's keyboard have those too?
I don't even want to know
Keyboard has
how many
a
nipples
lot of
does yours
nipples
have,
on it.
Trash. All right, TJ, show off your sound. Give me some sounds here.
I did. I'll do it one more time. Because chat said it sounded. Chat said it sounded good.
That's pretty thocky.
Okay,
right?
so
That's
is that
Thock.
Thocky? Is that what
I
Thocky
think
is?
that's Thock.
That feels a little thocky to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about keyboards. I had so I started regular keyboard. I was pretty fast typist on that, but I started getting some wrist pain in college. I'm like, I'm way too young to have this problem. Like, this isn't good. I also was doing a lot of percussion. Like, I played percussion decently through college and stuff too. So I was like doing a lot of stuff.
By percussion, you mean xylophone.
I played all of them in college. Yes. Xylophone, marimba, timpani, all the stuff.
What's a
I do have a
marimba?
marimba in my office. It's true.
That's awesome.
So it's right over here. It's kind of hard to show, but I'll show it in a sec. But so I was like, this is way too early for my hands to like start falling apart. That doesn't seem good. There has to be a way to fix it. Got an Ergonomics EZ, which is basically like their first version of the Moonlander. Split keyboard, thumb cluster. Hands felt much better like after getting that. And then saw Prime try out Concavity. I was like, I'll give it a try. I'll give Concavity a try. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to do Kinesis because I wanted to still be able to use QMK, which was like the thing to program the keyboard a little bit, just because I wanted to test out some different stuff and do a few like some small customizations there. I think Kinesis pretty much has all of the
It
stuff
has ZMK
like that.
on the Pro, so you can ZMK it.
But even now, like, I don't do anything super crazy with mine. It was just like stuff like if I tap the Z key, it types Z, but if I hold it, it's Control. For
I'm
example,
a normie. What's ZMK?
it's like a way to write code that goes onto the keyboard to control like what happens when you press certain keys.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's like you basically like load it up, you flash it onto your keyboard.
Oh,
and then
that's so. That's
will...
how when I had my Voyager, I could use like
Yes.
some
Yes,
UI,
they probably had QMK or ZMK,
got
one
it.
of the two.
And basically, it's like a build system where like they make it really easy to flash it onto a bunch of different keyboards, but have a bunch of like shared kind of like library basically for doing stuff. So it makes it really easy to do stuff like, when I tap Z, it types a Z key. When I hold it, it does Control, which I like because then I'm just like stretching my pinky like less.
What do you
right?
do
So-
if you want to just like say that someone's sleeping? Like you want zzz.
I just type several Z's. I just
like-
tap.
okay,
tap.
all right.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, he'd use his pinky case. He wouldn't use his first finger because
sorry,
he knows how to
sorry.
type. Remember how we
Question,
talked about
Andrew.
that?
Okay, this
Question
is
for
ridiculous.
everybody.
I don't know. Like, are you guys like super fast typists or something?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty
TJ is by
fast.
far the fastest
Okay.
of the typists, but I'm 120 average. I think TJ's like 140 average.
I can type like 150 to 160, like
That's
if I'm
really
really
fast.
focused. And then, but like regular typing, like 140, like I'll hit consistently with 100% accuracy.
I have a question. When you were growing up on the internet, did you guys ever do the uppercase, lowercase typing?
Yes.
What's that?
Yes, I do it with
The
shifting.
SpongeBob case
yes.
one?
Yeah,
I
like-
properly hold
What
the
do you mean?
shift on
I
which
still
side.
do it right. Trash.
Like
I
that.
wrote
Look
a
in chat,
NeoVim
yeah.
plugin that does it automatically.
Oh, dude,
so you
I
can
used
just
to be
type
so
and it
good
will
at it.
switch cases every other letter depending on your column. So you can just type it and then it'll do it SpongeBob and Vim.
Okay, I actually have a side story real quick.
Okay, hit
So
us.
Yes.
when AOL first came out way back when, there was these anime chat rooms.
Shocking.
This is going to our wholesome place. So in these chat rooms, you could have
ASL?
like so you do the classic ASL, but in these anime chat rooms, like for instance, I would always join just like Dragon Ball Z one. You could have actual like battles, like you could fight them, right?
Okay.
And the way you represent that would be like I'm gonna type it in chat real quick. Oh my god, I can't type because there's too much pressure. So you do like something like that. So look in chat. So it's like : charging spirit bomb or whatever. And you're just sitting here in this chat with just like a bunch of random people just doing that over and over. And you're just like, dodge, : dodge, : jump. And I got really
How do
like
you
fast
win?
at typing with like
How do you win, Trash?
Yeah, like do you get kicked out of the chat room if you
you're
whoever,
lose?
just
whoever gets the phone call first to kick them offline ends up losing.
It's just LARPing. I thought you were saying they had some complicated text-based adventure Dragon Ball Z game, but no.
But yeah, dude, it was, I don't know. I'm just like,
I do like
These
that
memories
idea
are just
though.
coming
Twitch
back to
chat
me.
Dragon Ball Z, and if you lose, you get banned. And it's just like charging spirit bomb. All right, I got a
anyways.
couple more keyboards for you guys.
let's do it.
All right. Well, really, it's just a couple more switches because I have several of them. So I also played around with the Glove 80. So this
Okay.
one is like ultra thin, ultra light, and so if you want to get into these ones, it's a lot cheaper than a Kinesis. I would move it when I type just because it was too light for me, and I kind of type with the power hand. You know, like my fingers come in at like a high speed, and so I'd actually
He hits
lift.
the keyboard really hard when he types. So, like, for a lot of you, Chad, it probably would not be an issue.
Yeah. For me, this is like a me personal issue, but these are browns, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken. I'd have to pull off a keycap to find, and I don't have a little tool, and I hate trying
Are
to.
those
like, manually-
replaceable switches? Are those replaceable
these are
switches or
brown.
hardwired?
But most of these are all hardware. I'd assume this is
Okay.
all like these
Okay.
are on the Kinesis. It's all like burnt in. They're not hot swappable ones. You
Okay.
can't do anything like that. And so with this one here, let me turn up the proper microphone. This would be some browns because I know everyone loves the sound. So here you go. Here's some browns for you. Browns on a thin body, so the guitar acoustics aren't as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty clicky for a brown.
Yeah, they're clicky, but they're also clangy, right? They're not even clicky.
Yeah.
Here's some reds, or actually these are some browns on a Kinesis.
It's kind of the same.
Yeah, it's
It's a little better, maybe.
A lot of plastic clack in there.
And then here
Sounds cheap.
is a 60 with some whites.
That's better.
So what's a white key? Is a white
that's
key like
got
in the
some-
same level as a blue? Or
It could be the mic as well. That's kind of giving it a little bit more thwang to it.
Why are you not
Okay,
just doing it on your hold it to the microphone you have right in front of your lips.
I know, but it's not as it doesn't pick it up as easy.
No, that sounds perfect.
It's way better
That's
sounding.
way better.
It's 1,000 times better.
Oh, that
It's like a
sounds
different
good.
keyboard.
No, that sounds good.
All right, stop before trash goes too
Dude,
far.
wait, Prime, go back and run us back on the
All right.
other ones.
So that was a
'cause
white.
It
A white. This is these are pinks.
literally
I like
sounds like
that.
my kids are running around
I didn't know these
upstairs.
colors existed. Pinks? I never
Yep.
even knew
These are.
You never heard of pink
These
before,
are
Josh?
jades.
It's a color.
These are jades, as Casey is familiar with.
Oh, those are yeah. They do sound pretty heavy.
You're so stupid.
And then, let's see. These would be. These are actually. These might be brown or red. I don't know, and I don't have a thing to pull off the keyboard cap.
I'm gonna be honest, they all sound the same at this point.
Chat going, can confirm pink is a color.
Yeah, these
Those
ones
sound like
definitely. The
blues.
Glove 80 definitely has like the.
It's
The
worth
most
noting that,
plasticky
there's
sound.
like the color doesn't really tell you much because there's like 50,000 different switches that are all pink, but
These
you know, so-
these were Kale Box Pink.
box pinks. Okay, so slightly
that mean?
more forgiving than the box jade.
Yeah, they're very heavy though, and they definitely have a
Both
much
of
more
them,
like
yeah.
of a thump sound. Like they're not nearly as clackety clickety as the
What's-
box jades.
What's a box? Pink box?
We just described what a box is. Like that's why we were all impressed by it. It's the thing that allows it to be more stable. Trash.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
the
don't
thing
have
that,
to
oh, when you wiggle it. There's no
Yeah,
wiggling.
trash.
Yes,
Yeah, we
yes.
don't have to explain it again. He's going to forget
I
in
got it.
15 minutes
I don't
anyways.
have a box, I don't think. These things are wiggly.
Yeah, most switches are not box switches, but there are for people who really want the key not to move at all. It just goes only up and down and never side to side at all.
Is that
Box
actual
with-
problem for someone? Like, oh,
It's
I guess,
not a
yeah, I
problem
guess-
or not. It's just, do you like that? Like, if you put those in there, you may find that you like it better. You like it to not kind of move with your
Yeah,
finger.
now that I'm conscious, like I can, it's like super noticeable. Now.
Yes, and so some people
Josh
don't
is
like
about
that
to go
feel.
buy 3 new keyboards.
Yeah,
tonight.
trash. I can get some new
Next
ones,
minute, hey
honestly.
guys, I got some boxed something.
Hey,
Yeah.
fellow kids.
Hey guys, check this out. No wiggle.
Okay, so
Have you guys heard of box switches? I mean, I think they're pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have heard of them.
Yeah, just got my new box switches in. It's no big deal.
Anyways, what are we talking about today?
how much money is too much money to spend on keyboards? Like, where is the cutoff line?
Well, it depends a lot on. I haven't looked at what the kind of prices are recently, but I'm imagining with all crazy stuff like tariffs and all these sorts of things, a lot of this stuff is like you order it from some random place in Taiwan or something, and who knows how that's been affected. So at least back when I bought these, you can build a pretty darn good keyboard with whatever switches and keycaps you want and a nice solid body and all that sort of stuff. If you're anything north of 200, you're probably a little overspending, maybe. But, certainly if you're over 300, you're probably spending way too much money. And this is good because if you buy one that's in the reasonable range there, you're, like I said, you can use these forever. They last. They're so durable. And so even in the time that I've just had these, I would have had to have bought 2 of the old kinds of keyboards I used to have. So these ended up actually being cheaper, even though they're much fancier, because the base price isn't really all that different, but they last so much longer.
Question. I have a big question. How many hours did it take for you to put in all the spray foam and everything else?
Well, this is really a question of experience because now I can do one of these in 30 minutes.
Wrecked, Prime.
Yeah.
And I have. I've done it
That
because
is too
I sent
much
one to
for me.
John. I sent one to John Blow, for example. I made a keyboard for him. He wanted to try ceramic keys. which is
Did you
different
put trash as kind of keys on
Oh,
there?
you're
or-
making
dude,
keyboards?
if you
Can I
should have
request?
definitely put some anime on there.
No. And so, like, I've built so many of these now. I've built, like, 3 of them total, I guess. And the first one was very slow. The second one was pretty fast. The third one was quite fast. So I can just do them now. But when you first do it, you don't know what the heck is going on, right? And the instructions are terrible. So you're, if there even are any, which a lot of times there aren't. So you're just like, you just have these pieces. You're like, okay, where does this go? And eventually you figure out, oh, that goes... I see. You take apart this part of the PCB, you put that inside it, you put it back down, like, okay, I get it, right? Once you know that, you're just like, the thing that takes the longest is pulling the keycaps and the switches. That's what takes the longest because you got to. It's 100 plus of those, right?
Do you have to solder them yourselves too?
No. They click in.
Oh, they're hot swappable
Do you guys
ones.
lube the keys and stuff?
I've never
I
lubed
don't
the key.
lube, but
Trash, dude. Relax, okay? We do not need to be talking about that with your keys, okay?
yeah.
Dang,
Lube
TJ
thick,
making
these
that
lube
joke.
thick Hente keys that Trash is working
Down
on.
immediately.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was asking a real question.
No, I
was.
think mine are trash.
yeah, but they can't. No. You can't think they are because lube doesn't last forever.
Well, they used to be.
Yeah, and you can over lube too, and they get sticky.
Yeah, there's factory lubed ones that just come that way. Oh god, those phrases are terrible.
Are
There's
you okay,
factory-
Casey?
Yeah.
Casey, this is a family-friendly show, okay?
There's factory lubed ones, and those would just be the way they are right when you get them. But then, yeah, people do.
The way you said it, it was just like, it was very
It was
like
dirty. I didn't even know what to do with it.
You're like very.
But if you
Aggressive.
want to lube them yourself, yeah, then you're getting in there. You're getting right in there, and you got to do every little key your own, and you got to work it up and down to make sure that the lube gets all in there the way it should. And so that's a bigger investment. So I don't do that. And I don't mind the feel of the ones currently, but I'm sure some people are like, oh man, if they're not lubed, then it's not
the same.
good at all. Do you Trash? Do you lube them up?
So the GMMK one, this one. So I didn't even know anything about lubing until I got this thing. This thing was over lubed. I like hit
Okay.
the space bar as soon as I opened it, and it just like stayed. Like pressed down, and I was like, "What the heck is wrong with this keyboard? I paid so much money." So then I opened it up. I just like saw all this like lube everywhere, and I was just like, "Ugh."
What did they do?
No,
Just,
wait,
like,
how
wiping
does
them,
that
just-
make any sense? How does lubing make it not?
Cause like it was like globbed. It was like just globbed up. So like when you push it, it just like almost felt like when you like squeeze an Elmer's glue bottle and you just put way too much on there. That's basically what it looked like.
Relatable scenario, yeah.
Why did they
know.
do that? What happened? Was it just a screw up?
I don't know, but right
Yeah.
now the W one gets sticky. That's why I stopped using it. I was too lazy to open it, so I just
Okay.
bought a new keyboard. That's what it does.
All right. All right.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean? What's wrong with me? I'll sell this one too if anyone wants this one. It's pretty good.
This is just turning into Trash sells keyboards. Trash is doing a virtual garage sale. I love it.
So
Okay.
this was supposed to be a gear episode, but all we talked about was keyboards, and it's
I love
basically
that.
over.
No,
So
I
guess
don't
that's
think there's
just where
anything
we're
else
at.
we need to talk about because I don't find mice that interesting. Right? I mean, generally speaking, I use a keyboard to type all day, so if I have to use
Yeah.
a mouse, I don't really care. Like the Magic
Best
Mouse, I
mouse in the
find
world.
actually super inconvenient because you can't really touch it. The moment you touch it incorrectly, it's just like, oh, hey, I swiped left for you, Doc. I got it. And you're just like, I don't want to do
can
that.
turn
I don't
that
want that.
off.
I don't want that. Dude, then why buy such a stupid mouse? Like, why not just have a tactile button instead of some weird touch
Stop
button?
attacking me. Okay?
Because
It's a good-
it's magic.
it's a matching mouse. This is literally how I scroll, like a phone.
Wait, hold on. Whoa. Hold
I scroll with
on.
my thumb.
You pick up your mouse like a
No,
phone.
no. I'm just
And
showing
you-
you because I gotta show the camera.
Oh
I'm
my
like-
goodness.
But I'm like this. I'm like.
Trash,
table.
I thought you were saying you just literally every time you wanted to scroll, you're
All
like,
right,
bro.
next stand up, I'm just gonna be here and look at a website. I'm just gonna
Computer.
be-
Be a computer.
Computer, please scroll the image now.
Open Vim.
Yes.
Open Vim.
Not
Order
them,
Hente
them.
keycaps, pre-lubed.
Dude,
Oh
can
wait,
you-
I just like that
Can
made
you
me
never
just
say
never mind, I'm
open
good.
or order hentai?
What did it make you think of,
keycaps
Trash?
pre-lubed? All right.
We're gonna have to end this episode
Okay, that's fine.
now.
Is there any other hardware that you find is super important? So I tried feed pedals or little pedals.
Let's talk about it on a different episode. I want to talk more about the rest of our setups. But
Okay.
we're gonna talk for 2 hours about it.
Okay. Well, we also got to talk. This also because everyone on here is doing like streaming and things. We have to talk stuff like microphones too, right? Like there's.
I know none of us know what we're doing out here. Okay, like not.
Are you
like,
serious?
Casey
You're
does.
the
I want to
only-
ask Casey.
Yeah, no,
Casey, you don't know this?
Yeah, Casey. I just
Your
want you
stream
to
setup
explain.
video was the
Biggest
first thing
waste
that I
of
ever
money
used.
right here.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Are you
Casey,
serious,
You
TJ?
need to help
Yeah.
us with this. Yeah.
Can't hear anything. I don't have headphones. on.
That super crappy one where I had the lights around the thing.
Well, it just gave me some inspiration for stuff to try out. But yes, like that was when I was first starting like 5
okay.
years ago.
All right.
I found your video.
Okay, then I guess we do have to talk about this.
Yeah.
You guys are pros. You should have all the things and
no.
all the. You should know all the things that there are in the world.
I've got a ring light. Pretty cool.
All right. Yes.
I'm using an iPhone
Done.
for my camera.
What?
Yeah. No
Okay.
joke. This right here.
Hey,
This
it
is
looks
iPhone.
good. It's really good.
All right.
All right.
It's super
By the way,
easy.
chat, Casey, everyone wants to, or Bisco really wants to know. Can you please ask Casey what kind of keycap profile he likes? DSA, cherry. Then there's a ellipse at the end, but it was only 2 dots, so I assume that's an ellipse.
Yes, I apologize for not remembering. I had to look this up when I was ordering them, and now I've forgotten. I will try to show you the profile here, but I forget exactly which one it was.
Figure it out, chat. Put that in AI. You got it.
Looks like a Hershey's
I can
bar.
post this after because, like, yeah, there's. I tried actually there's ones that are very, very tall, like, and I tried that for a little while, and I did like one of the things. Here's the thing about keyboards. This is like to bring it all the way back to the beginning where we started from. One of the things about keyboards that is underappreciated, I think, if you are a programmer or even just someone who does a lot of work on a keyboard, variety actually is pretty cool. And maybe not if you're in the ergonomic zone where you're like, no, I'm all about, like, I've got to get it set up just for, I'm trying to minimize hand pain and maximize words per minute and whatever else, right? Okay, maybe not because you want it completely repeatable. But for me, it's like, having a variety where, like, maybe I'm going to switch out my keycaps. Maybe I'm going to switch out my switches. I'm going to go Clicky for a month, right? It's actually fun. It just makes it fun to type, to have different stuff, right? And so I did try for a little while taller keycaps that were more, and they were the cupped kind. So the profiles, there's a bunch, the key profiles with names I never remember because I just don't, if I was building keyboards every day, I'd remember, right? But you do it every year or something, you don't remember what all the names are. There's ones that are very cupped, like your fingers, and trash. I don't want to give you any ideas, but they cup those fingers. They are snug. They just make you feel like you are on the loving embrace of a cloud-like pillow cloud.
Not where my head was
Cloud-like
going, but
pillow
yeah, I agree.
That, yeah. Anyway, they feel really great. They really do. But the typing experience isn't as good. They're too high for me, and I felt like there was too much travel, so I didn't end up sticking with those. But again, it's fun for a month, right? And so I have enjoyed the other kinds of keycaps in the past, and I've also tried the super low profile ones. I just come back to the more classic standard ones pretty much every time because I just, again, I'm trying to get back to the old Amiga feel. That's what I'm looking for. Amiga, of course, means girlfriend, so I guess that ties back into the trash.
That works for you, trash.
That works for the thing. But yeah, that's how I. So sorry, chat, but I'm pretty bog standard on the profile thing.
Okay. So what about grams, like pressure? Is there a specific amount that you find to be too much or too little? Because like riding with the pinks, they're like 65 or 75. And my box jades are like 55. And I actually feel such a difference that right now it hurts my right wrist. So I actually have 2 separate keyboards. I like the sound of pink on one side, and then I go clicky on one side, more chunky on the other side, because it's kind of fun. And so I kind of do both. And I was wondering, especially since you hot replace them, do you ever do like a mixture of them? So each key kind of has a bit of a little funness to it.
All right, sorry, I muted him. This is chat. Sorry. We're going to end the episode right here. We're going to just move up.
Of them, so I have them both there.
Prime, you're back now. You're back. They can hear you again.
I actually stun locked poor Trash. Like Trash is just like.
So I have to admit, my recollection was that pink. So jades are actually more. They're harder than pinks. Was my recollection. Meaning a jade has more. I don't know what you want to call that.
Grams.
The pressure.
It was grams. I don't know how grams work with pressures, but it says G's. Nice.
I thought that for some reason, my recollection was that jades were harder than pinks, but if they're either way, I did try both of those. So I tried doing a whole keyboard jade and a whole keyboard with the box pinks, both box jades and box pinks. And I found that both of them were too much for me. I didn't like having to push that hard on the switches. Separate from the clickiness, which because I like I said, I like the variety. Sometimes I'm like, I might do clicky for a little while, but I tend to come back to silence, but I'll do it sometimes. I found it was too much. However, important caveat, when I built the keyboard for John, those were ceramic keycaps, and ceramic keycaps are extraordinarily heavy. Like, they are way heavier than the standard, plastic keycaps that we all typically use. And on those, I actually pretty much had to use, on the bigger keys, he usually likes blue switches, so I think I used a Gateron Pro Blue. I don't remember exactly what switch was, it was, but it was a blue switch. But on the bigger keys, like on the return key and the space bar and things like that, I had to use jades because the blue could not hold the key up. It was too squishy feeling because they were so heavy. The space bar on those ceramic keys is so heavy. So it does depend a little bit on what you're putting on top of it, I think. Although presumably not as much if you're not going something ridiculous like a ceramic keycap. But yeah, for me, I don't like going for the jades or the box jades or box pinks. They were too much for me. So.
Huh.
Prime, I think you're not min-maxing enough. I think we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to get per key different switches for you,
Okay.
based on your finger strength and distance from home row. I think you're not min-maxing enough right now.
Does anyone sell an ergonomic keyboard with the hot swappable?
I think when it comes to concavity, they're all non-hot swappable.
I can understand why, but it's too bad because it would be nice if you could just tweak
Prime,
them.
we can go on a 3D printing arc.
There could be a 3D printing arc here. It would be kind of cool to be able to be like, hey, I 3D printed this, and then I put in the center I have the heaviest because that's where I'm because just like a professional boxer, like I don't aim to punch the front of the face, I aim to punch the back. Right? And so when I type,
Dang.
I'm not trying to hit the key. I'm trying to hit through the key. So
Wow.
I actually bent
that
the
true
metal.
for
Yes, I
boxing?
bent the metal on what's it called, my MacBook Pro when I used to use a MacBook because I would actually slap of the space bar so hard that there was a warp in the metal when I would type because I just love smashing it. I just smash, dude, so hard.
Dude, when I'm in the zone coding, I am pounding that keyboard.
Yeah, dude. I have broken multiple keyboards because I just take them to Pound Town every time.
Dude, I'll be pounding. I'll be pounding.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Well, we were talking about terminal.shop. Like, where is the Prime approved official 3D printed keyboard? Like, why is that not an item that can be ordered by the chat?
Because I would hate to get into the business of printing keyboards.
Yeah.
Like,
fair
there's
enough.
just no amount of money you could pay me to be like, hey, do you want to just
Yeah.
make keyboards for a living? It's like, no, I don't
Yeah.
want to solder, print.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Trust me, any product we make or sell, we are not having you be a critical piece of the pipeline of getting it from purchase
I
to
get it.
customer.
I would agree that the only person that needs to be a critical piece is somebody outside of our company that's all they do.
Okay.
We're on now.
Yes.
I'm on that team.
Fair enough.
Why is everyone laughing at that? It's kind of just a jerk move right there.
Well, because it seemed like they were suggesting that somehow it would be unreliable if you were involved in producing
I don't
anything
think
for the
anyone-
pipeline, and I'm like, that was it was a bit of a
I don't think
backhand.
anyone was thinking Prime was going to hand solder all the
Yeah.
ones on the shop.
Yeah.
That wasn't the... We were saying just for you could make one. We could go on a 3D printing arc. But this is like, you
I
guys
do
will
wanna do
appreciate
that.
this. I got to tell him one story because I know that chat and Trash and Casey will appreciate this. When we were going to Miami, like a few days before, all of a sudden Prime messages in Slack. He's like, hey, guys, do we have an Airbnb? I could just go get one right now.
Oh, no, I did not say that. I said, hey, TJ, do you have an Airbnb? CC Dax, because I wasn't sure if Dax has already booked everything or not. So I actually did it that way. That was like a very concerned thing, like helping you, TJ. Like I thought maybe we were on our own because last year we were on our own. So I'm out there like actually being a good friend. And if I'm wrong, Dax will correct me.
Yeah.
And so they made fun of me from there on out like I was going to book the whole house. No, I tagged Teej for that exact reason.
I just like the implication, one, that we were waiting on you to book the Airbnb. Well, that was the main thing that was cracking me. It was like within the week before.
You know, Prime, you try to be a nice guy, and this is what they do.
Dude, I know. I got bust so hard for like
Right?
for days. They made fun of me on that one.
It
They're
was
like,
pretty
"Oh, hey,
funny."
guys, where's the Airbnb Prime?" Dude, I was just like, dude, I literally reached out to TJ and then ensured that our team planning lead knew that I was talking
To be
about
fair,
it.
within one like screen page, like scrolling up, was the message with the reservation to the Airbnb.
Okay, that's
So
fair.
it was
That's fine. That's fine. I
the
don't
one
read.
for
I don't,
He
I
already
don't
said he
read.
doesn't know how to use the magic mouse to scroll up.
True, he
okay?
was not
So
holding
how's
his
he
mouth
supposed to get back
sideways
there?
and thumbing
I
up.
wasn't.
like-
Yeah, I didn't
I'll
have it
find
as
the
a cell
reservation.
phone.
Hold on, I got you.
Jarvis,
Yes.
reservation, please.
Airbnb reservation.
Siri.
Yeah. Do we have an Airbnb? Siri, where am I?
This is not
I'm
okay.
gonna bring this around with me all the time. It's part of me.
All right.
All right. Well,
I think we need to end it there.
Yeah, I do. I agree with
It
you
needs
guys.
to be over. It needs to be over. Ladies and gentlemen, if those of you at home are interested in keyboard stuff, I unfortunately highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun, but be prepared to waste way too much time on it if you get into it. That is all there is to say. Find the keyboard that's right for you, even if it involves hentai keycaps and whatever the heck else. I don't know. It's
If you're
okay.
this far in the episode, you must love Casey a lot. Don't forget
True.
to check out Meow the Infinite and the Kickstarter for him.
Whoa.
Oh my God,
Does everybody
yes.
know this? Meow.
Yeah, we
Infinite.
talked about it while you
Yeah.
were gone.
Oh, you
Yes, if you do, our Kickstarter is live. If you are looking for a graphic novel series for you and your kids, actually, it is all ages. It's a great story, beautiful artwork. MeowTheInfinite.com. Come check us out. We got all kinds of great stuff on there. And yeah, thank you guys for letting me mention it. Actually, we really appreciate it.
did. Yeah.
Very good.
Very good.
Been
Trash, you got
almost
anything you
done
do?
with the second one.
You got anything?
Huh?
I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
he
I'm
does
just kidding.
actually. Trash did. He's speaking at a conference that sounded cool. Well,
Yeah,
his
jerk.
talk sounded cool.
Really?
Yeah,
What is it
Jerk
called?
Prime.
What is it
Yes.
called?
I'm speaking at Render Atlanta.
Oh, cool. So it
Next
must be,
Friday.
I assume Render Atlanta must be about like using the canvas and cutting edge
Yeah, of course. Duh.
for rendering. What is it about? Is that right? It is?
What's the talk
No,
going
it's
to be on?
just a huge tech conference in Atlanta. I don't think it's like specific to like rendering or anything.
Oh, okay.
What's your talk going to be on?
Yeah, what is
my
it
talk
about?
my talk is called WTF TypeScript, and I'm gonna go into all these weird, obscure things in
Trash,
TypeScript.
run it back for us after.
Yeah.
On the
Got you.
stand-up, I want the WTF TypeScript. I want you to run that back
I'm
for
like
us.
I'm
when we
like
get back.
debating how many memes is too many memes for a talk because I'm like loading that boy up. So I don't know.
Trash,
Trash,
I'll
run
set
it
up a
back for
scene
us
so it looks awesome live, and we will be on the side like an audience. And you should just run it for us. You can even do your test presentation on it, so that way we can like correct anything you want, any live feedback. It'd be pretty sweet.
I don't think it's streamed. Is that what you're getting at?
No, we're saying on here, Trash.
Yeah, the stand up. Like you
we
do the
want to hear
stand-up.
your talk.
Oh, it's not done. I'm not finishing it until like the day of the conference.
That's what, Trash. That's why I said after. Don't worry.
Okay,
I was
okay,
not
okay,
going to make
gotcha.
you
I
do
wanna give
extra
you, like,
work
good
beforehand.
feedback, but I guess
Okay, gotcha.
I think
You know
Prime
what?
was
I'm
Prime was
actually-
trying to be helpful, and
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
thinking that perhaps
Okay,
you had
okay.
finished the lecture by
I'm
now,
actually
but no.
really stressed out because I've only done like I've done small stand-up talks, but for big ones, I've only done them virtually. So like if my jokes don't land, I'm gonna know.
Here's the
Right.
terrible
If they
part.
don't land, and I'm gonna be like,
Right.
I'm literally
Trash.
gonna melt into the stage.
Yeah.
Trash. If you fly me out, I'll laugh really loud at your jokes.
Oh, we could be plants
I was actually
in the
gonna plant
audience.
some
Dude,
laugh
yeah.
machines throughout the audience.
So Trash, here's a little bit of a warning. Whenever you're doing a live talk, it's also sometimes hard to hear the audience. So you may be getting some like nice little chuckles, like that's pretty good, but you're not going to hear any of that. It's going to be quiet. So unless if they're rioting out in the audience, you're just not going to hear it. And so don't,
Well, if they're not riding, I'm upset. So
okay, because it could be hitting home. It just may not be like belly laughing.
I'll report back on one of the stand-ups all defeated.
How you doing out there, Atlanta? Yeah. Silence.
I'm just gonna
Trash,
Michael,
start
I'm
off
gonna
by
Michael
getting the
Scott
city
that whole
wrong.
thing. I swear it's gonna be great.
Trash, start off with getting the city wrong.
oh, yeah, that's okay.
Dude, that's a
What's
great
up,
idea.
Alabama?
I love how you said get the city wrong and then you said a state. TJ,
Yes,
that was
exactly.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it would be so good.
I'm sure there's a city
Good morning,
somewhere called
Vietnam.
Alabama.
That's good. Anyway. Oh, that's terrible.
He was
Europe.
talking about Alabama, Wisconsin. Everyone knows that.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Everybody.
Great talk, everybody.
Boot up the day, vibe coding, errors on my screen, terminal coffee in hand.